Good morning, dear students. By now we were learning about the extraction of moderately reactive metals, and we had learned two steps. What were they? They were calcination and roasting. In calcination, what we were doing? We were treating the ore, or we were heating the ore in absence of what? Oxygen. Okay, and these were which ores? Carbonate ores. When the carbonate ores are heated in absence of oxygen and below its melting point to convert it into metal oxide. Okay. Same way, the second thing that we did was learned about was roasting. In roasting, we were treating the sulfide ores, and sulfide ores were heated in abundance of oxygen so that they can also be converted into oxides. Okay. Now let us come to the third step, and third step is conversion of the oxide from the metallic form, that is reduction. Okay, means we are going to reduce them now. So what is in it? The reduction will be done or is done. How it is done? Reduction of is done by carbon, and the process is known as smelting. What do we call it? Smelting. Okay. Reduction by carbon, and this process is known as smelting. Actually, what we do in this, we take the metal oxide and we heat it in furnace with coke. Okay, or it's carbon and form of coke is taken. Now in furnace, when it is heated at high temperature, what happens? The reaction takes place like this, like zinc oxide, metallic oxide plus carbon. On heating, it comes in the form of zinc, only metal is obtained, and carbon monoxide is evolved. Okay, same happens with lead. Lead oxide treated with coke and heated, then we get lead and carbon monoxide. So what we are doing? We are actually extracting the we are extracting the metal from metal oxide. Okay, by treating it with coke or reducing it with carbon. Fine. So in this case, what happens? Smelting is normally done for the extraction of comparatively less reactive metals. Okay, less reactive metals like zinc, copper, lead, tin, etc. Such type of metals are being extracted from this process. Okay. Now let us come to the second way or second process, and that is reduction by highly electropositive metals. So I hope it is clear to everyone that what we are doing in this. We are heating the ore with its mixture of ore plus carbon at high temperature. Now let us come to the next one. Those which are electropositive. Electropositive means, okay, so we are going to do a reduction by highly electropositive metals. Reduction by highly electropositive metals. Okay, in this case, what we are doing, a more reactive metal like aluminium or magnesium can displace a comparatively less reactive metal from its metal oxide. Okay, to give free metal, and therefore it can be used as reducing agent. Fine. For what? Extracting impure metal from its metal oxide. Again I am repeating, a more reactive metal just like aluminium or magnesium is taken, and it can displace a comparatively less reactive metal from its metal oxide, so that the free metal is obtained. Okay, and here what is used as reducing agent? This metal is that is more reactive is used as reducing agent for extracting the impure metal from the metal oxide. So manganese and chromium. Manganese and chromium metals are extracted by the reduction of their oxides with aluminium powder. Okay, so the reduction of aluminium is carried by heating the metallic oxide with aluminium powder. So what is the name of this reaction? It's very important reaction. This is called thermite reaction. What do we call it? Thermite reaction. Very often asked in the exams. What do you mean by thermite reaction? Explain with an example, by giving a chemical reaction. So in this process or in the reaction, what happens when the reduction of aluminium or any metal is carried out by heating the metallic oxide with aluminium powder, then it is a thermite reaction. It is highly exothermic in nature. Okay, it's a highly exothermic reaction, and large amount of heat is evolved during this reaction, and the amount of heat released is so large that the metals are produced in the molten state. Okay, so let us learn about the thermite reaction in a very refined manner. See, extraction of iron by thermite process. We are going to learn about the extraction of iron by thermite process. So this thermite reaction, how to denote it with in the form or symbolize in the chemical reaction form. What we do, a mixture of iron which iron 3 means the valency is 3 in it. So that iron 3 oxide or ferric oxide and aluminium powder is ignited with a burning magnesium ribbon. Okay, and aluminium reduces iron oxide to produce iron metal with the evolution of lot of heat. Okay, due to this heat, iron metal is produced in the molten state. So let us see again the reaction, how it happens. Fe2O3, what is it? Ferric oxide plus aluminium to aluminium. Reaction takes place, we heat it, and then what do we get? 2Fe, iron, in which state? Molten state, and Al2O3 plus heat. Okay, let us see again. Fe2O3, ferric oxide, with aluminium. Aluminium is acting like a reducing agent over here, and what it does, it replaces, aluminium replaces iron and sets iron free. So in this way, what do we get? We get iron in a molten state. Okay, so iron metal, in which state we get it? We got it in molten state. Okay, so and besides this, what do we get? Al2O3. What is it? Aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide, and this is aluminium. Fine. So this is how the reaction takes place, and this is used as welding also. In the welding, what is welding? When this iron, this iron which is produced is in molten state, so it is poured between the broken iron pieces of the or wherever the cracks etc. are there. So this molten iron is poured over there, and it acts like what it does, it joins, it welds the broken part. So this process is also called as aluminothermy or thermite welding. Okay, so where do we use it most commonly? In joining the rails. These train, they run on the iron rails. So these iron rails, they are joined with the help of thermite welding only. Okay, so what is thermite reaction? You need to tell it. The question is often asked, what is thermite reaction? Explain with a chemical reaction. So what is in it? That a mixture of, what do we take? Ferric oxide and aluminium powder is ignited. it is burnt or ignited with the help of a burning magnesium ribbon. And this aluminium, what it does, it reduces iron and produce iron metal in molten state. So this molten iron is extracted. So what do we get now? Molten iron is there and aluminium oxide, and besides this lots of heat. And this heat is, due to this heat, the reaction becomes exothermic reaction, highly exothermic reaction. Okay, lots and lots of heat is being released. Now this application of this reaction is in welding, thermite welding, or we also call aluminothermy. Aluminothermy or thermite welding. Where it is being used? It is used to join the cracks or the iron rails that is being laid down for running of railways. Okay, so for making the railway tracks. So this is about the aluminothermy or thermite reaction, or reduction by highly electropositive metals. Okay, now let us come to the next concept, and the concept is that electrolysis of highly reactive metals. The electrolysis of highly reactive metals. See, this we were talking about the moderate reactive metals, means the reactive metals which were coming in the range of moderate reactivity, means they were not highly reactive, neither they were less reactive, they were in the middle of the reactivity series. So now we are going to learn about the extraction of highly reactive metals. Extraction of highly reactive metal. Okay, now we are going to learn about this extraction of highly reactive metals. So in this case, what we are going to deal with is that oxides of highly reactive metals. Highly reactive metals means potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, etc. Okay, if we take the oxides of these highly reactive metals, then they cannot be reduced with the help of carbon, because they are very strong reducing agents. They are all strong reducing agents. Okay, now because of their strong reducing properties, they won't allow the reduction process to be held with the carbon. So in this case, what we have to do, they can be obtained by electrolysis only. Okay, they are electrolysis of molten salts, generally chlorides or oxides. Either they need to be oxides or they need to be in chloride state. Okay, and this method is called electrolytic reduction method. What do we call it? Electrolytic reduction method. So what is the condition for this type of application? That these metals are supposed to be either in the form of oxides, they should be metal oxides, or metal halide, chlorides. Okay, so either metal oxides or metal chlorides. So their electrolysis is done, and in this what we do, this method has an additional advantage. What is the advantage? That the metal that is obtained after electrolysis is pure, is comparatively pure as compared to other methods. Okay, it is the pure form. The metal that we are going to obtain is in the pure form as compared to other metals. So during the electrolysis of metal chloride, metal is produced at cathode, while chlorine gas, being negative in nature, is formed at anode. Okay, metal at cathode and chlorine gas at anode, positive electrode. Okay, same way if we talk about metal oxide, then what will happen? In that also metal will be produced at cathode, while oxygen gas will be produced at anode. Okay, so because of the opposite character. Okay, so opposite charges are always attracted. So anions need to go to anode, cations will go to cathode. So again I am repeating that if we do the electrolysis of the metal chloride, then metal will get deposited on cathode, while chlorine gas on anode. Okay, and if we talk about metal oxides, then metal is produced at cathode, the negative electrode, while the oxygen gas is formed at the anode, the positive electrode. So let us take one example and see how it happens. Electrolysis reduction of sodium chloride to give sodium metal. Electrolysis of sodium chloride. Okay, electrolysis of sodium chloride to give sodium metal. Okay, so how the reaction will proceed? See, NaCl is taken in molten form. Molten form means that it will be dissociated into Na plus and Cl minus, sodium and chloride ions. Okay, so sodium is going, Na plus will collect at cathode and this will be at anode. Fine. So this is in molten state. Okay. Now during the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride, what is going to happen? Sodium ions move towards negative electrode. Negative electrode means cathode. While what happens over there? They accept electrons from the cathode and get reduced. Okay. What is reduction? Gaining of electron, as we have learned in first chapter. Reduction is gaining of electron. Oxidation is losing of electrons. So sodium ion, when it reaches to the cathode, it takes electron from there and becomes sodium. Okay, and is reduced to sodium metal. While this electrolysis anhydrous halide means chlorine, ore is used because sodium metal formed can react with water forming sodium hydroxide. So why we are using this during electrolysis? Why we are using the halide ore? Because sodium, when sodium metal is formed, it can react with water to form sodium hydroxide. So that's why we do not use NaCl in aqueous solution. Okay. So sodium metal thus produced gets deposited at which electrode? On cathode. So how the reaction takes place over at cathode? We will write like this: at cathode. How the sodium is going to show the behavior? 2Na plus. Okay, 2Na plus means from molten NaCl. So two ions of sodium, they will take 2 electrons and form 2Na. Okay, 2 atoms of Na will be produced, sodium metal will be produced. 2 sodium metal. On cathode, the sodium ion is going to accept electrons and will become sodium metal. Okay, while what happens at cathode, or sorry, anode? At anode, on anode what will happen? Chlorine ion, 2 chloride ions, 2 Cl minus, what they are going to do? They will become Cl2 plus 2 electrons. Okay, they are going to release 2 electrons and chlorine gas will be produced over there, because 2 chlorine atoms are going to combine with each other and they will set 2 electrons free. Okay, so in this way the reaction will take place at anode. So if we see overall reaction, how the reaction will take place? Overall reaction, how it will take place? See, 2 NaCl arrow, what they are going to do? On passing electric current or electrolysis, how the reaction is taking place? That they are forming 2Na plus Cl2. 2Na plus Cl2. So where is this? On cathode, and here it is on anode. So in this way the electrolytic reduction will take place, electrolytic reduction of sodium chloride to give sodium metal. So in this way we are going to get the sodium metal. So same way, if we are talking about like aluminium oxide, same things will follow. At cathode what will happen? Aluminium ions will become aluminium metal, and at anode what will happen? The oxide means oxygen is going to be collected over there. Okay, so Al2O3, the overall reaction would become like, what will be? Al2O3 gives aluminium plus oxygen gas. Okay, so this was about extraction of highly reactive metals, which they are not reduced with the help of carbon. Instead they are treated with electrolysis method to obtain metal. Okay, so now we come to the last thing that is to be discussed in metallurgy. What is the last thing that we are going to discuss here? It is about electrolytic refining or refining of metals. The last step, refining of metals. How the metals are refined? See, metals that we have isolated in the before mentioned or whatever we have discussed by now, the methods, this is said to be crude metal. Okay, because they may contain some various or some impurities and they are converted into pure metals by a number of methods. So first one that we are going to talk about is the refining of metals. And what is refining of metals? This is a process, the process of purifying impure metal to obtain pure metal. Means the process of purifying impure metal to obtain pure metal is called refining of metals. Okay, again let us see the process of purifying impure metal to the process of purifying impure metal to obtain pure metal is called refining of metals. Okay, so most commonly used method for refining of metals is electro refining or electrolytic refining. Electro refining or electrolytic refining. Okay, this method is used. And which metals are being purified by this method? That is copper, silver, zinc. Okay, it can be nickel and any other, nickel, etc. So these methods, they can be refined by this method. So in this method what we do? It's very simple, like electrolytic method only, whatever we have learned by now. So in this method what we are going to do, we are going to take a big it's just like an electrolytic cell, and in that impure metal block acts as anode. So let us see how diagrammatically. A container. In this, what we do, we make a huge block that is made up of impure metal, and it is connected to this is connected to a strip of pure metal. Okay. And in this we use the electrolytic solution. Which solution? The metal that we need to purify. Okay. So what we are going to do here, this is our battery key. This is positive terminal because it is connected to positive terminal, and this is connected to negative terminal. So this is our anode. Positive electrode is called as anode, while the negative electrode is called cathode. And this is electrolyte. What is electrolyte? The solution which allows the current to pass through it. Okay. And here, whatever, for example, if we are talking about, we are purifying copper, then we are going to take an electrolyte which contains copper in it. Okay. So impure metal block is always made anode. So it is always impure metal. Fine. And what is cathode? Cathode is always made up of pure metal. So it is pure metal. Clear? Now what we do, we take the aqueous solution of highly soluble metal salt, the metal salt which is highly soluble in water. Aqueous means in solution in water. Now this is taken as electrolyte, and when the electric current is passed, the metal ions from the electrolyte are reduced to the metal and they rush towards cathode. Okay, because they are cations, so cations will go and get deposited on cathode. Same way, the equivalent, when for example one particle or one atom of the electrolyte, say copper, is going there, then there will be deficiency of one copper, so that will be overcome from this impure metal. So it will keep on happening. It is going to release the metal ion or cation. Okay, and this will be overcoming the deficiency that is produced in the electrolyte, and from electrolyte what will happen? It will go to the cathode and get over there deposited. So it will take place until and unless last atom of or the last cation is left here. Okay, and below this impurities, in the form of impurities, what will be found here? It is going to reduce as time, and at last there will be some unwanted substance collected. We call it anode mud. The impurities will be collected below anode. Okay, so by and by this will reduce and this is going to become thick. It will increase in size. Why? Because the metal is going to be deposited on the cathode. So in this way we can refine the metals. So this is about the refining, electrolytic refining, and we can use it for copper, zinc, as we have mentioned right now. So what will happen if I take the case of copper? So what is going to happen at cathode? How the things will happen. The copper Cu2 plus, okay, it is going to go take 2 electrons and become Cu, 2 Cu, metal, copper metal, okay, not 2, only 1, because 2 are here, so balancing the charges, okay. And at anode what will happen? What is going to happen at anode? At anode, Cu is in the form of metal, okay, impure metal. So it will release from there Cu2 plus 2 electrons. So it is going to take from the electrolyte and get deposited on the cathode. So in this way, the impure metals will get refined. So here we end about the extraction or the metallurgy. Now the last thing that we are going to discuss about is corrosion. And corrosion is not new to you because you are learning it from your very primary classes. So what do you mean by corrosion? Corrosion is actually, it is the activity, corrosion. Okay, so what is corrosion? Corrosion is the eating up of metals, by the action of air, moisture or a chemical, okay, on their surface is called corrosion. So when any metal is acted upon by any kind of moisture, or its acid reaction of chemical or some air, moisture or chemical, just like acid, when they react with the surface of the metal, then corrosion takes place. So the most of the metals, they get corroded, as you have learned in the first chapter also of chemical equations and reactions. Over there also it was part of that chapter. So in detail you have learned there. So here we are going to discuss about rusting of iron. So what is rusting of iron? When the corrosion of iron takes place because of the moisture in the air present, so the iron object, it reacts with it and forms a brownish flaky substance, powdery or flaky substance called rust, okay. And what is the formula of rust? Formula of rust is Fe2O3 dot X H2O, X molecules of water. Fine. So this rust, what it does? It weakens the iron object. For example, it is just like like we have gates made up of iron. Main gates of our houses, they are made up of iron. So they are just in the outside, in the open. So the iron object, iron surface metal, can react with the moisture present in the air. Okay. So how to make it safe from the corrosion or rusting? So what are the various ways of protecting rusting of iron? So for rusting of iron, to avoid it, what we can do? We can put grease around it, okay. We can oil the iron objects, and besides that, what else we can do? We can galvanize them, galvanization, okay. Electroplating can be done, to avoid the rusting of the iron objects. So besides that, if I ask you what are the conditions that are required for corrosion, so what you are going to tell? It is presence of air or oxygen and presence of water, okay. So all these two conditions are sufficient to make the iron object rust, okay. And the formula is Fe2O3 dot XH2O. It's very important to learn. So that's all about this chapter. So we can take up the queries if there are any queries. So you need to learn all the concepts of this chapter. All the best.